Everybody, Dean Young Home Tech. Hope you're doing good today. Nasty day. Just today and tomorrow. Some good old rain. Just had my yard aerated, and hopefully that'll help. Hopefully next year, spring, I'll have some nice grass. I wanted to talk about a couple things real quick. One being home inspection agreements, and two, payments at closing. I know it's a big topic, at least in the home inspection world, and I know everybody's got their different views on it, but everybody's comparing their situation. Well, we don't get paid until blah blah blah, and I don't get paid until blah blah blah. I'm going to start off first with inspection agreements. State of North Carolina mandates we have to have a signed agreement before conducting a home inspection. So when you schedule your home inspection, you are sent a pre-inspection agreement that you are to read word for word, read over it. Most people don't read through contracts, and later on they mention something, they're like, well, it was in your contract. They're probably not going to say they didn't read it, or maybe they said, oh, I don't remember that, or whatever. Excuse me. So you have to sign that agreement before we can even leave the office. So that's a biggie there. It's in the centers of practice. We have to have a signed agreement. And I get people all the time that saying I signed it or I didn't get it. On our HomeGauge portal, I can see when something was sent and if it's been opened or viewed. So that's technology. So if I've sent it to you and it shows that it was sent and it shows it was viewed, but it hasn't been agreed to, I'm going to know that it hasn't been agreed to because it's still in red on my end. So I tell people to check your spam, junk mail, anything like that. Check those folders. Depends on the mail system you may have or any things you may have in place. You may move it to that folder. So always check spam and junk folders. Sign the pre-inspection agreement. Look it over. If you don't sign it, then we are honestly not allowed to show up to conduct the inspection. Payments. I'm in a lot of forums. I talk to a lot of seasoned veteran inspectors that have been doing this for years and years. And majority of the seasoned guys, they won't even leave their house until the inspection's been paid. Then there's some that go a different step. They get paid at the time of inspection, meaning as you guys meet at the house that morning, pay the inspector, he does the inspector, you're going to get your report. Then you have ones like me that will do the inspection, and you can pay online. The report will be released once payment is received. So if you send a payment in the mail, check or whatever, once I get that check or whatever, then I'll document it and the report is released. If you pay online, it's automatically released. If you pay cash, I can release it on site. Payments at closing. This is the thing. A lot of realtors, I understand, but here's my way of thinking. And you got to think outside the box, not in the little box. You got to think outside the box. Majority of all people in this world, before they take a job, the number one thing they're going to want to know is, when do I get paid? Do I get paid weekly, bi-weekly, once a month, every 6 months? I don't know. When do I get paid? So that may or break if you're going to take that job or not. So you know beforehand when you're going to get paid. Okay, I understand that realtors, real estate professionals, agents don't get paid until the day of closing, whenever the checks have been recorded and sent out or picked up or whatever. You don't get paid until then. I understand that, but you knew that going into this. As a home inspector, even as a contractor, I've dealt with this before. A lot of the repairs I was doing, even commercial stuff. Commercial was the worst. That's why I quit doing commercial. Because the commercial projects, they send everything to corporate office and blah, blah, blah. And they like money to sit in the bank to get that interest off of it. So what they do, they pay every 30 to 45 days, kind of like a real estate transaction. Here's the thing, I'm a contractor. Say the jobs I done that whole week, everybody wanted to pay at closing. So I've done the work, I've provided the materials, but I've got no money. I've got nothing. Same thing with a home inspection. You know, the time, the gas, the inspection, you know, the software I'm paying for, my insurance, everything adds up. It's a business. So when somebody says, will you go to closing? Typically, I don't like to. I tell everybody, I do not like to go to closing. But if it's a realtor I've been doing a lot for, and I know they're going to be on top of things, I'll go ahead and do it. But when I get multiple ones within a week, I mean, I'm like sitting on my hands, you know. I've worked all that week, but I haven't got paid. So, say you, Karen or John or whoever, you go to your job and you're expected to get paid that week for your work, right? You go to work that week, the next week you're going to get paid, or however often you get paid. They're just not going to one day say, well, we decided to pay you guys one time this month. You're going to be like, what the flippin' flop, you know? No, that's not what I signed up for. So I hope you guys understand this, where I'm coming from, because when you do any type of work and you're waiting 30, 45 days and you don't know, I mean, it's not just your one inspection that I'm doing the closing on. There's probably multiple ones that they're paying at closing. So where does that leave me? You know what I'm saying? Just because I'm a business does not mean that I'm rich. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you set monies back for things. You have business expenses, and I understand all that. I know how to run a business. I've been doing it for a long time. But I'm just trying to make it real for people and have them understand the position that I'm in or other inspectors are in, especially newer inspectors. Because there are some inspectors that won't go to closing. Or if they do, they're going to charge an extra fee to go to closing. And that's kind of like an incentive for you to pay, or to just say, no, we'll just go ahead and pay it. We're not going to pay that extra. So they may do like a surcharge or something. So that's the thing about closing and payments. I really hope everybody understands all that. It's not to be difficult. It's just, you know, we've got bills and families and things too, you know. And like I said before, I understand some people, when you sign up for something, you already know ahead of time, I'm going to get paid once a month, or I'm going to only get paid when this job's completed, or when this thing closes, or whatever. You already knew that. You knew that ahead of time. Don't compare yourself to somebody else. Well, we don't get paid until blah, 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 so why can't you wait? No, it's not that. It has nothing to do with it. It has nothing to do with me and you. This is my business. I get paid when I want to get paid. I'm not trying to be difficult. I'm just explaining things. Hopefully you will understand. And if it upsets you, then you're really not thinking for anybody other than yourself. It's kind of selfish. So, full week, crazy week this week. Radons are picking up. Actually, I've been doing a lot in Forsyth County lately. So, gotta go pick one up in just a little bit in Winston, on the far end of Winston, and hopefully we got some good results there. It's kind of scary when I do them in Winston just because that's a red area. So working this weekend. I'm going to have my brother Corey again with me Saturday out in Summerfield. I think we've got a 3,300 square foot home. Been doing a lot of big ones lately. And water testing has been picking up as well. Done a lot of water testing recently, and been doing quite a bit of air quality testing too. So all the additional services are pretty steady. Again, our radon with the home inspection is $120, and without, just the radon separate, it's going to be $140. Again, we do offer the termite. The termite is through a third party. You have the option to call them yourself. Let's try to make it convenient for when you're online. You can just click termite inspection. Done. That's all you got to worry about. It's going to be included into your payment to the home inspection. Our guy, we use Bug Busters, and we get charged $75. And there's an additional amount for additional building. I think it's like $35 if you have an additional building to be inspected. We upcharge the termite inspection by $5. That's just for us, for our time and everything, for getting for getting everything lined up for you, scheduling the inspection, and getting the report sent over to you and all that good stuff, just like an all-in-one type deal. So I just want to be open and honest with that. I like to be open and honest with people about anything. I'm not trying to hide anything. I'm not trying to make money off of something, you know. I'm not going to upcharge a lot of money. You know, I think I'm reasonable with the $5. I mean, you just go and say, hey, you guys do termite? Yeah, we do termite. Well, okay, we want that. We want the water, da-da-da. We want this, you know. It's all inclusive, all in together, and you just pay me, and then I mail a check every month out to the vendors, which is mainly just Bug Busters. Mail them a fat check every month, and that's it pretty much. So a lot of guys already know that I use HomeGauge software, and they've been implementing their web writer for some time now, and hopefully it's going to be coming out this fall, maybe early spring. We don't know. They're just trying to get all the hiccups out. It's in beta testing now. So what that means, you will get your report a lot quicker, possibly. We can do it depends on the data. If you're in a good area and you've got service, you can get your report right then on site. But there's some things we may have to research, so you may have to get it a little later. But you know, there are some softwares that some other guys out there use, like Spectora, that you do it on site. The only thing is, there may be some things you have to research before you get the report to somebody, and you want to really go over and make sure you got everything good and correct. I know everybody wants to get the report as soon as possible, but it's a matter of just trying to edit everything and make sure there's no typos or misinformation or whatever. But it does happen, and we have disclosures in there that mention that, and that would allow us to go back in and make the corrections if needed. I know we are human error, and computers make mistakes as well. So just keep that in mind. I've looked at Spectora. I'm just not a fan. I just don't like just the way it's laid out, the format of it. There's some guys that are really happy with it, and they really like it, and it's the bee's knees to them. But that's about it, man. I'm gonna get in here and get my report done, and head on back out and pick up Radon and keep at it. So 336-989-8185 or schedule at HomeTechNC.com, and I'll see you guys soon. Take care.